Hi, beautiful people. I hope that you're all doing really well. Welcome back and to another pick a card reading. Now, I didn't get around to doing a December monthly reading. However, I am now uploading this reading for you, which is going to be for the month of January 2024. So I'm going to be doing a very general reading. We are going to be having a look at love and relationships, career and finance, and health as well, taking a card for each. I'll also get you guys an Ascended Masters, and we're going to just pick a word that might be helpful for you in the month of January. Now, I'm also going to include, the reading is going to include the energy that's current as well, which leads me into my next thing, which I always say that this is a very general reading. Please remember that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. So the message that you're getting now, and I guess the predicted outcome, if you want to call it that, can of course change with time and with more so your energy and the collective as a whole. So I guess the best thing I think, and I always say about tarot readings, is the messages that you get, because it's giving you some insight into what it is that you might need to know to either change things or remain the same, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, or to check out my social media platforms, or to leave me a tip, you can find all the details in the description box below. Without any further ado, beautiful souls, I am now going to pause the video and I'm going to show you 3 different decks of cards. So you are going to choose the deck of card that most resonates with you, or that you're most drawn to. That is going to be the deck of cards that we're going to use for your particular reading. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so these are the 3 decks that you have to choose from. So the Dark Mansion Tarot, this deck of cards here is going to be pile 1 or reading 1, pile 2 or reading 2. This is going to be the traditional Rider-Waite deck of cards, so that will be pile 2. And then we have the Witch's Tarot for pile 3 or reading 3. So as I mentioned before, just go with your gut here, or I guess whatever picture you're drawn to most, or whatever you feel is the one for you. That is going to be the deck for your reading. Now, as I always say, you are of course more than welcome to watch all 3 readings. In saying that, I always suggest that to get a really clear and concise message, that you just watch the one. Now, if you need a little bit more time to decide which deck you want to choose, I will get you to pause the video because I'm about to start the readings. Okay, so for those of you who chose the Dark Mansion deck, this is your reading for the month of January 2024. Remembering that time is an illusion, energy is fluid, and that this is a very general reading, which I think I said before, but let's get into it. The first lot of cards is going to be talking about love and relationships, which can mean platonic relationships. It doesn't matter, it could be any relationship. You need to apply it to your situation, okay? And I'll try and read it as generally as possible. Let's get into it. So, Justice, nice card. So, Major Arcanas are karmic cards. So this is really talking about in the month of January, you really starting to see a balance in the force of your relationships. So this is really nice. I really feel like things are going to be turning around for you. So if you feel like for a while that things have been unbalanced, if you feel like your relationships have been more one-sided perhaps, this is going to even itself out, and you're going to start seeing yourself reaping the rewards of what it is that you have been sowing, all the seeds coming to fruition. So all the time and energy that you've put into yourself, into others, into learning about yourself and relationships is going to come to fruition, which is beautiful. Now your clarifier is the Hermit. So this is really clarifying this. I feel like this is really talking about the work that you've been doing, the inner work that you've been doing, which is going to improve your relationships and bring about this balance and justice. If you feel like this hasn't come about or isn't starting to come about, maybe this is also a message to say what you need to be doing is really doing some more reflective work, doing some self-reflection, diving deeper, looking at your triggers and the relationships you are in and why they're not so balanced, because that in itself will provide you with answers. The next set of cards is talking about your health, which is overall body, mind, soul. Take it as it resonates. We have the Eight of Wands. This is really positive. This is really talking about, I feel, a lot of energy coming in for January. For those of you who may have felt really exhausted from 2023, now I think going to get this surge of energy that I feel like a lot of you have been hoping and wishing for a while. Some of you may start a new exercise regime, some of you may join a gym, but there's this real want and need to get moving within yourself and externally. And it's like you're going to find something that's going to make you want to move. And that is going to be really positive for your overall well-being. Clarifying, we have a major arcana, the Emperor. So I feel like this is really going to make you feel more in control of yourself. It's going to make you feel more balanced. It's going to make you feel more stable. And just really bring you into your power. It's interesting how you had the Emperor and you had Justice before. So it's like the Phoenix rising is what I'm getting here too. And this rush of energy coming and then kind of really owning it and really enjoying it. So this is great. The next set of cards represents career, finances, money, whatever it is that you're doing to make money. So we have the Nine of Swords. So I feel like this is current and will be passing energy. If you're not already aware of it, we have the Knight of Swords, which is really talking about being really stressed. Some of you may be not getting enough sleep and being concerned about money or your career and feeling really overwhelmed by it to the point where it's like not healthy, I feel. And I have a feeling that some of you have been feeling like this for a while, and I kind of feel like it's energy that's left over from 2023. But I feel a shift in this because I feel like you're going to get to a point where you're just like, this is too much for me, it's too draining. And I really feel like that's where that surge of energy before, where if you're starting to do more exercise, that will help release this feeling as well. Because if you look at this picture, I don't know how clearly you can see it, but there's a woman in bed and she's got her eyes covered with her hands, and it's just this real feeling of despair. But it's not all doom and gloom. This is just a message to advise you or to suggest that this is not the reality, even though you may be feeling like this, okay? Clarifying, we have the Eight of Cups, which is pretty cool. So I feel like this is talking about you coming to this realization and then being able to walk away from this and being able to start seeing things more rationally and walking towards something that is more conducive, something that is more productive, walking away from feelings that have been part of you feeling so negative about this. You're moving on to new and better things. And I also feel I'm very drawn to this bag she's carrying, and it reminds me of those bags that doctors used to carry in the olden days. I feel like this will help you with your health as well, being able to let go of that stress of the money, because it's easy in theory for people to say don't stress about things, but it really manifests things. Anything that you're thinking or feeling, of course, manifests things into your life. So if you're continually worrying and stressing about something, that's what you're going to continue to manifest. So it's really getting past this and realizing that this is your limitation. Some of you as well might benefit from spending some time in the ocean or near water as well, because you can find it quite cleansing. But I feel like you're going to be walking away from this, especially after, I think there's a full moon. I saw one of my girlfriends today reminded me of the full moon that is coming up, I think on the 27th of this month, which I think will bring a lot of light, and it will be that kind of ending of a cycle moving into something new. Okay, and I just get this feeling that you're really going to be walking towards something a lot more, just something really nice. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that, that's just what I'm getting here. That's the feeling I'm getting. Now, your word that you got is care. So really taking care of yourself, treating others how you would want to be treated if you're not already, which I'm sure you are, but the importance of care and caring for yourself is the biggest highlighter I'm getting. Now, your Ascended Masters, which I got from the Witches Familiars Oracle cards. So the card you got is Rat Adaptability. So without reading the meaning, which I will do in a minute, I'm really getting the feeling with all of this, this is about you learning to be more adaptable, going with the flow with things more, trusting in the process more, because you've got so many good things coming up for you in January. Let me read the meaning to you as well, though. Okay, here we go. A change of scenery does you a world of good. Don't just spend, 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 mend and make do. Instead of avoiding a troubled soul, ask if you can help. Somebody's loss will be your gain. Remember what wonders a good tidy up and a lick of paint can do. There is no need to move. Interesting. So yeah. Adapting to what is familiar, but adapting in a way, it's kind of, I just get this feeling of working with what you've already got, but being adaptable as to how you can improve it. All right, pile one, I really, really hope you enjoyed your reading. Please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. If you haven't yet already and you'd like to support me, you can do so by subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and of course you can share it if you wish to. Between now and the new year, thank you so much for your ongoing love and support. Mwah. Okay, my beautiful pile 2, or for those of you who chose the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, this is your reading, your general reading for the month of January 2024. Please keep in mind that time is an illusion and energy is fluid, so this reading is in your current energy, which of course can change. If you would like to get a more personal reading with me, you can find all my details in the description box below. And of course, please feel very free to leave feedback and comments below. Okay, let's get into it. So the first cards are going to represent love and relationships. So love and relationships could mean romantic, platonic relationships, relationship with family, work colleagues, whatever resonates for you, you'll know what this applies to. The second set of cards, we're going to be talking about your health. And the third set of cards, we are going to be having a look at money, career, and finances. Let's get into it. So, love and relationships. We have the Two of Swords. So some of you are, I feel, a little bit in this energy at the moment. Take it as it resonates. I think some of you are not seeing things clearly, and I think it's because, and I'm getting the word bias as well. So it's like you're not seeing things clearly because you're sitting in your bias and kind of just going with your experience and your knowledge of what things could be, or things how should be, rather than seeing from a bird's eye perspective. Now, the reason why is because there's many reasons why, but the biggest reason why is because I feel like some of you, your heart chakras are blocked. You've been through things in the past that have created a lot of pain for you, especially in relationships, and so you're not able to see things clearly sometimes, especially when it comes to really deep and meaningful relationships. And I'm getting especially in new relationships, because I feel like sometimes you're a little bit guarded because of things you've gone through in the past, which is totally understandable, but at the same time can create blockages. This is something that's got potential to shift and move, though, especially now that you know this message. And I feel like towards the end of January, you're really going to feel and see this more clearly. The Ace of Cups is clarifying. So this is really telling me to tell you that there's potential in relationships, especially in a particular relationship where there is a lot more love than what you think there is, and you can't see it because of this, right? This is also depicting the importance of self-love, and that you can't see things clearly because you still need to be working on your own love. But I'm also getting the message here that there is somebody around you that is giving you a lot of love, but maybe you might not feel like they are just because of how you feel within yourself. So it's being projected, right? But this is really beautiful. And I feel like, of course, you know, once you're able to let go of this a little bit more, your relationships will be renewed with this, which is really, really lovely. And you'll feel more at peace with yourself. And then, of course, that will have, you know, a knock-on effect with everything else. Interestingly enough, your word is compassion. So I feel like if you're quite a compassionate person, maybe this is something that you need to give more to yourself, or perhaps more to others, whichever way feels like it's more meaningful to you. Let's look at your health. We have the Page of Cups. I feel like in the month of January, a lot of you are really going to be focusing more on how you look on an aesthetic level. So maybe some of you are going to be more, you know, thinking more about how you can sort of, I don't want to use the word improve how you look, but from your perspective, maybe improve how you look, or thinking about a new way of, like, a new style of clothing, or something different and new and fresh, I feel. And I know this is about health, but this is a message I'm getting as well. So I'm also getting that I feel like a lot of you are going to probably be a little bit more health conscious, or you need to be. But I feel like your health is going to be in line and connected to things about how you look and how you feel, if that makes sense. So if some of you are trying to lose weight, or if some of you are trying to gain weight or muscle, or you're wanting to try a new look, as I said before, this is going to coincide with your health. Drinking more water, I get, is really important here as well. And maybe for some of you, not overdoing drinking. Things aren't good for you, if that makes sense. Now, clarifying, we have the beautiful Temperance, which is a karmic card. So you're going to find balance in this, and this is talking about the importance of finding balance in this, and that this will bring you balance. So if you're keeping these messages in mind, and if you're, you know, being mindful of what you're consuming and how it affects you on so many levels, on an aesthetic level and on a deeper level, because I feel like you're going to be trying to find the balance between both, and realizing that once your health is better, you will feel better and you will look better. This is beautiful. Career and money. We have the Eight of Cups. I feel like this is kind of saying that some of you may be bored with what it is that you're doing to make money, or you are going to be walking away from the way you're making money, or maybe the way you see money. Take it as it resonates, because I feel like there's some things that have disappointed you, or things that just haven't been fulfilling in the realm of money and career. And this is going to be really highlighted for you, I feel like, sort of mid-January. And so you're going to just decide to go, okay, well, how can I improve this, and walk away from something that's unfulfilling. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like you're going to really get this urge and find this confidence to move away from this, and to really start moving towards something else that is going to fulfill you more on a creative level as well. And I'm just getting this really young energy. It's like you want to be doing something that's going to make you feel more alive as well. There might be a new offer that comes in that really sparks your interest as well. what I'm getting with, if this is an offer coming in, to just make sure that you, before making any decisions, if there's a decision that you need to make with this, that you just make the decision in a balanced way, because sometimes if we're in this energy, we can make decisions too quickly based on passion and creativity and that fire energy. So it's just finding that balance between all the elements. So it's great that there's going to be this new energy coming in, but it's just making sure that it's something that you can maintain, and that it's something that it's not going to be too fleeting, if that makes sense. Your oracle card is Ferret, observant. So I feel like that really fits in with this card of observing what's going on around you, observing the energy around you, observing how you feel about yourself, observing how you feel about others. But let me read the book, the meaning from the book for you, rather than just my interpretation. So, don't rush into a job change or house move. First, check all of the paperwork, and when it comes to a property, have a really good look around. If you're unsure about advice you have been given, ask for a second opinion. All right, pile 2, I really, really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it's been able to give you some clarity and insight or foresight. Thank you so much for your ongoing love and support this year. I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year between now and the new year. Lots of love and light. Okay, last but very not least, my pile 3, or for those of you who chose the Witch's Tarot, this is your reading for January 2024. Please remember that this is a very general reading, so you'll need to take it as it resonates and apply the messages to your situation, and that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. The first set of cards is going to be covering love and relationships, no matter what type of relationship that is, whether it's with a work colleague, whether it's a romantic relationship, or with a friend. The second set of cards, we're going to be talking about your health, which is your overall well-being, and the third set of cards, we are going to be talking about career and finances. Now, your word I got was risk. Do you need to be taking more risks? Or do you need to stop taking risks? Let's get into it. Love and relationships, we have the Hierophant. Major Arcana, karmic card. So this could go so many ways. This, I feel like, for some of you, is saying that with relationships, maybe you need to be reconsidering your morals and values. Maybe you're not upholding them. Maybe you're not setting enough healthy boundaries. Or maybe you're being too intense with all of this and not being adaptable enough with this. You'll need to take it as it resonates for you. I really feel like this is finding that balance between the two. And I'm really being drawn to the moon and the sun. So the feminine and the masculine, the balance, the yin and the yang. So the balance within you, the balance with your values and morals, as I said before, what works for you and what doesn't work for you, but ensuring that it's in balance. Your clarifier is the Page of Wands. You could have a message coming in or some communication from someone that is going to either catch your eye or create some interest, which may in turn then question this, right? But yeah, there's something or someone coming in January that's going to be grabbing your attention. It's either someone coming in or you're getting more attention from people. But again, it's about finding that balance to ensure you're attracting the right people. I'm really being drawn to this young boy has like a sunflower, I think, on his chest. So I'm really feeling like this is really talking about matters of the heart and making sure that you stay, of course, balanced with that, but also open to potential. Interesting. Please feel very free to leave feedback and comments below to what this means to you. Okay, let's get into health. So we have the Two of Wands. Some of you might be really starting to realize that your health and your overall well-being, you have the power to really make it good or make it not so good. And that it really lays in your hand, right? I'm getting some of you might be having to make a decision about your health, as in what way to go with something with your health. Some of you might be contemplating travel that has to do with your health. I really feel like there's a lot of positivity for change and transformation and newness in this. So this is really, really good. Now, your clarify is the Two of Swords, which is telling me to tell you just to be really careful of not blocking yourself from things that could be really good for you, and trying to stay as open-minded as possible. Because I feel like with some of you, if you're having health issues that you've been having ongoing, I feel like a lot of these are because you're not allowing yourself to relax properly. Because I'm being really drawn to the lavender that's in here. A lot of you have blocked heart chakras, which is not allowing you to see things clearly, and creating blockages for yourself and a lot of stress. So you aren't able to see things clearly. So this is about, as I said before, staying open-minded, because this will help you to open new doors for your health and overall well-being. Maybe this means taking a risk with something. Career and finances, we have the Ten of Swords. So if you're not already feeling like this, I feel like a lot of you are going to be questioning what you're doing for a living, maybe where you're working, and maybe this is going to be really highlighted through the holidays that you may be having over Christmas and New Year. So maybe this time of year you're really exhausted, and I feel like you're going to be starting to realize that a lot of this is through what it is that you do for a living, and that maybe this needs to change so that you're not having to feel like this anymore. Clarifying, we have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like maybe some of you might go back to work after time off, if you have time off, and you'll just be really feeling like this is something that I need to escape from. I want to get away from this, so I need to leave. Or you might go to back to work and see something or feel something that just doesn't feel quite right, and you're kind of like, yep, I've had enough now. This is the sign I've been waiting for, or needing to make a decision about what I'm going to do about feeling like this. Some of you, I feel like, might be in positions where someone might poach you for a new job. So like approach you and say, hey, do you want to take on a new role? I've got something for you. Or some of you are just over being around shady people. But just be careful either way with this transition, because I feel like there's a big transformation around money, because this I feel affects your health as well, which is just a given. Okay, your oracle card, interesting, is hair transformation. So yeah, lots of transformations coming up for you. Ones I feel like that are going to really surprise you or take you by surprise. Let me read the meaning from the book to you. Okay, here we go. So, a quick decision is urgently needed. You can stay where you are or try very unfamiliar territory. Meeting new people will open your eyes about your true needs and desires. Get active. Doing nothing is not an option. That ties in really well. Okay, pile 3, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it's given you the clarity and insight that you have needed moving into 2024. Thank you so much for your ongoing love and support between now and when I see you in my next reading. Lots of love and light.